Welcome to the Sisterhood Collective podcast, where we empower women to break barriers, overcome limiting beliefs, and achieve true success. I'm your host, Laurie Lauren, entrepreneur and founder of 5 successful businesses. Join me as I share proven strategies, interview inspirational leaders, and provide behind-the-scenes insights to help you level up in your business, career, and in life. Because together, we can get further faster. Okay, let's dive in. Have you ever experienced that really quick rush of excitement when you hit a goal or you accomplish something that's exciting, and then only to have it fade away faster than a sugar high? I think we've all been there, right? It's like when we are constantly chasing that next hit of success, but once we get it, we're left feeling a little bit meh. So why does success feel so fleeting? And, it's something I've just been thinking about recently, where I accomplish these little things and I'm like straight away chasing the next thing. It's just such a fleeting feeling. So why do we often feel unfulfilled, even when we've achieved what we have literally gone and set out to do? And more importantly, how can we break the cycle of instant gratification and create real, lasting fulfillment? Because that's what we're going to kind of talk about today. And I wanted to start off with the basics, which is, why does that rush of success fade so fast? And it all comes down to how our brains are wired, I think. You see, when we achieve a goal, big or small, this doesn't matter, our brain gives us the little reward of dopamine. In fact, I was talking to Kylie Pinwheel about this a few episodes ago when we talked about reward culture. So if you want to take a listen to that, you can. But dopamine is the feel-good chemical that makes us feel like we're on top of the world for this little hot minute. And then once that dopamine hit wears off, we're left feeling a little bit flat again. Or, okay, what's next? What now? And when we get these dopamine hits, it's in times of like when we're excited to maybe start something new, whether it's a hobby, it's a new fitness routine or business venture. It gives you this burst of motivation and a dopamine boost, right? But then after that, as this novelty wears off, the dopamine fades and it just becomes harder to stay consistent unless you are really, truly passionate about something. And I am definitely guilty of this. When I was younger, the gym was super, super easy. I still own a few gyms. You would think it's still very easy, but it's certainly getting harder these days when I have different and conflicting priorities, like many of us do. So it's not just us personally either, because society plays a really big role in this. We live in a world that loves fast results, whether it's getting likes on Instagram. I mean, when you do that post and then you sit there because you've got nothing else to do. And then you're like, how many likes have I got now? 2, cool. How many likes have I got now? 7, great. And seeing that business success, or even if you lose a couple of kilos in the first week or 2. And we're constantly told that faster is better. And hey, like, we are conditioned to want that. But when we start to expect those instant results, we forget the value of the journey. And I'm always talking about this. We forget the long-term growth, and we also forget the deeper fulfillment that comes with it. Think about how we feel when we post something on social media and these likes start rolling in. We feel good. But as soon as they stop, we're already thinking about, okay, well, what do I post next? What's the next win? Because there's that quick buzz that we get. It just fades too fast. Or you buy a new outfit. It arrives, you wear it, you feel amazing, and that's kind of the end of that. You put it back in the cupboard and, well, what else could I wear to the next event? You've kind of forgotten about how beautiful and exciting it was in the first place. Let's talk why we are constantly chasing those wins, which can be actually pretty dangerous for our mental health and our emotional health. And the first issue is burnout. When you're always hustling for the next moment of validation, it's absolutely exhausting. And it's easy to fall into a disappointment when things don't happen as quickly as you want. Has this happened to you? This absolutely has happened to me before. I'll be real with you. When I started a new business which I've done quite a few times now, or even, if I've hit this revenue target, it feels absolutely amazing in the moment. And you're riding on that high, which is great because it motivates you. But when things start to slow down or a huge bill comes at you, which, changes your financial situation, or these challenges and obstacles come up, it's just so easy to feel deflated. It's like, wait, wasn't I supposed to feel on top of the world for longer than 5 minutes? And this is where I see so many businesses fail, because people are super excited to get started. But when it gets tough, or someone isn't buying what they're selling straight away, or they don't hit the numbers that they wanted fast enough, they absolutely lose interest and they decide to call it quits. I've seen this time and time again. Some statistics from Inside Small Business. In Australia, about 48% of new businesses fail within the first 4 years, and only 77% survive their first year. The challenges are particularly steep for the sole traders, because only 43% make it past 4 years. And in the UK, the survival rate is slightly better, with approximately 40% of new businesses failing within the first 3 years. And both Australia and the UK show a high degree of entrepreneurial spirit, despite the risks involved. But with many opting to start their businesses independently, and with those statistics, unfortunately, we just see a lot of people give up, and sometimes too early, or sometimes just maybe they haven't got the skills required. But getting back to quick wins, here's another trap. Quick wins often don't bring lasting joy because they're generally superficial. So when you set goals that are more about external validation, like how much money you make or how many followers you've gained, you might hit that target, but it won't feel like enough. Why? Well, because those goals don't truly align with who you are at your core. And I've said this, I've been there too. I've set goals in the past that they just weren't aligned with my personal values. Like when I started my coffee shop, thinking it was the next best thing for me at that time. And yeah, I hit some targets. I made some progress. I actually got a lot out of that project altogether, but it didn't light me up for that particular time in my life. It did for the first couple of months, and it felt good in the moment too, actually. But the excitement just didn't last because it wasn't really what I wanted deep down. And that's okay too, by the way. All right, so then how do we break the cycle of chasing these quick wins and create that deep, lasting fulfillment that we're all craving? Well, firstly, I think we have to shift our focus from the destination and just imagining that there's this destination and constantly chase it. And you know what? Generally, when we have a destination, so often we keep pushing it further and further away. It's like harder and harder to get to. And I know it sounds a little bit cliche, but you have to enjoy the journey. Success isn't just about crossing the finishing line. It's about enjoying the steps along the way. So when you start finding joy in the process, rather than just waiting for the moment of achievement, everything changes. I remember working on another project that took forever to complete. Like, we're talking months of hard work, but during that time, I learned so much and I actually enjoyed the process. And when I finally hit the goal, yeah, sure, that was great. But what really stuck with me was the growth that happened along the way and all the lessons that I learned that I could then take away and then use into future businesses and as a mentor. So that sense of fulfillment was way deeper than the quick win of that project could ever give me. Secondly, I think setting purpose-driven goals, and this is really key. Instead of chasing goals based on external validation like money or the social media likes or approval, we need to focus on what really lights us up and what aligns with your core values, which you need to know. So what makes you feel alive? Because when your goals are aligned with your purpose, the satisfaction you get from achieving them sticks around a lot longer. And here's an example. When I started the Sisterhood Collective, the goal wasn't just to hit a financial target. It was about empowering women and connecting women. That's my purpose. And that's what drives me. I love helping people. I love connecting women. I love seeing them have these wins. And sure, we've hit some great milestones, but what really keeps me going is knowing that what I'm doing is really making an impact. And for me, that's where the real fulfillment comes from. And I know it is for Lauren as well. So if you're stuck in the cycle of instant gratification, which we all get sucked into, and you're constantly chasing the next win, only to find that sense of unfulfillment, it's time to just take a little step back and just ask yourself, am I setting goals that truly align with my values? Am I finding joy in the process and the journey? Or am I only focused on the end result? And you know what? This is going to be different for every person, and also in different stages of and cycles of your life, I think. We're all different and we all go through these cycles. But remember, success isn't about that one fleeting moment. It's about creating lasting fulfillment. You want something that sticks with you for a long time after that dopamine hit fades. And trust me, it is possible. All right, that wraps up for today. Nice and short. If you're loving these conversations, I'd love to hear from you. Or if you have some suggestions, something you might like to talk about, please let me know. Otherwise, head over to the Sisterhood Lounge Room. It's our free Facebook group. And, share what's resonating with you. And let's keep that conversation going. Thank you for joining us on the Sisterhood Collective podcast. Remember to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any upcoming episodes. And if you want to be the first to hear what is new at Sisterhood Collective, you can find out more on our Instagram, or you can sign up to receive our weekly newsletter and let the good times continue to roll. Now it's time to turn your clear vision into bold action. I'm Laurie Drummond, your host, and until next time, keep striving to live that best life. Take care, and we'll see you soon.